Newsfirst at 9.
Coming to you live from our Newsfirst Centre here in Colombo on MTV Sports and Shakti TV. A very good evening to you. This is Primetime News at 9. I'm Shahin Durangpati.
And I'm Sonali Vanigabadage. We have a comprehensive bulletin ahead, but first here's a look at the stories making the headlines tonight.
The headlines on Newsfirst at 9.
Supreme Court prohibits the appointment or removals of chairpersons from 8 local government bodies in which budgets were defeated. Accepting of nominations for the Western and Southern Provincial Council polls begin. Will there be a shift in leadership within the JVP? There's an issue with the standard of the Norachole power plant, a statement by the Secretary of the Ministry of Power and Energy.
First at 9.
The Supreme Court ordered today not to appoint or remove chairpersons of local government bodies in which budgets were defeated.
Now, the Supreme Court made this ruling when the fundamental rights petitions filed by 8 Pradesh Sabha chairmen were taken up for consideration. The cases were taken up before a 3-judge bench comprising Justices Chandra Ekanayaka, Satya Hettige and Rohini Marasinghe.
The Supreme Court granted permission for the new chairpersons of the Mathura, Kasbawa and Bulat Singla Pradesh Sabhas to continue in their post till the 31st of March. The previous ruling was issued allowing the chairman of the Homagama Pradesh Sabha to continue in his position. The court ordered that the Pradesh Sabhas of the Imbulpe, Hinguragoda, Dambana and Hanguranketa, whose budgets were defeated on 2 occasions, could carry on with their activities as usual. After an issue pertaining to the budgets arose, fundamental rights petitions were filed in the Supreme Court to resolve the disputes on the position of chairpersons. President's Counsel Manohara De Silva appeared on behalf of the chairman of the Imbulpe Pradesh Sabha. Orders were issued to continue with the activities of the Pradesh Sabha. The Supreme Court called on the councils to present facts to support their case on the 31st of March. All petitions are due to be taken up in court once again on the 31st of March.
On tonight's developing story, the accepting of nominations for the Western and Southern Provincial Council polls commenced today.
Now, preparations have already been made at district secretaries in this regard. According to our correspondent, security has been beefed up at the district secretaries. Deputy Elections Commissioner M.M. Mohammed said that the independent groups contesting the polls can place their cash bonds starting from today. The deadline to submit nominations for the polls is at noon on the 6th of February. The Deputy Elections Commissioner also said that the independent groups need to place their cash bond the day before they hand in their nominations. He added that this process will take place during office hours. Meanwhile, the leader of the Janasatha Peramuna, Venerable Battaramulle Silaratana Thero, signed the nomination papers for his party this morning at the party office. This is an important day for us. It's been a short period of time since the Janasatha Peramuna was founded, and within that time, the party has been moving forward in the country. We are undertaking a slow-paced journey. We do not need to move ahead at once. We are a party that moves ahead very intelligently with the people's mandate. The Janasatha Peramuna is the party that understands the people.
ජනතා දුක හඳුනාගත් පක්ෂයක් තමයි ජනසෙත පෙරමුණ.
At 9.
The Ministry of Power and Energy says that the breakdowns reported from the Norachole power plant are in fact a troubling issue to the ministry as well.
Secretary to the Ministry M.M.C. Ferdinand said that he has doubts on whether the constant malfunctions are caused by substandard equipment or some other factor.
නොරොච්චලේ විදුලි බලාගාරයේ බිඳ වැටීම ගැන අපිට තියෙන ප්‍රශ්නයක්. We have an issue with the breakdowns that have been reported at the North Chole power plant. The power plant is one that can operate for over 25 years. We have 3 different views with regard to the failures at the first phase of the North Chole power plant. We are looking into the standards of the equipment at this power plant. That is one view. If not, there may have been lapses on the part of the officials and technicians who were engaged in the construction. The other theory we have is that there may be an issue with the design of this power plant. We are aware of who needs to be held accountable for these 3 points. The government will take the necessary action, and we will not let the company responsible for this issue to evade us. The Chinese government has intervened regarding this issue. We will seek compensation from that company.
We have notified them that they are being held accountable for this. This is why the chairman and the deputy chairman of that organization are scheduled to meet us at 9 a.m. tomorrow.
Will the electricity tariffs increase?
We can only make a decision after taking into account the profits and losses of the CB at the end of the year.
Convening a media briefing today, the JVP commented on the issue that has arisen surrounding the statistics on economic development. JVP Politburo member Anurukumara Dissanayake points out that the government has failed to provide concrete answers to the questions posed by him in relation to this.
That's right. Now, the parliamentarian reiterated that data released by the director in charge of the Department of Census and Statistics on economic growth during the first quarter of 2013 had been tampered with.
This is the media release compiled by the director with the approval of all officers. However, the deputy director amended the economic growth from 5.5 to 6 and sends it to the National Economic Accounts and submits it to the director for approval. The director has then written a note stating that there are discrepancies in the data and charts that he presented and requested the deputy director for an explanation. This is not fiction. The director in charge of the National Economic Accounts should head the department. However, he points out that the numbers have been tampered with. Investment is one of the main reasons for this. If there is a high economic growth rate, then investors prefer to invest. The government's entire economy depends on loans. In order to obtain loans, the government must show fake results in growth. Only then would we receive loans. We call on the government to stop the aggressive approach they are taking on this issue. We ask them not to stoop that low. It is the responsibility of the government to provide correct information. Meanwhile, journalists question whether there would be a change in the leadership of the JVP. The party convention will be held on the 2nd of February. There are only a couple left. We ask that you wait patiently until then. Meanwhile, opposition leaders of 2 Pradeshi Sabhas pledged their support to the Sri Lanka Freedom Party at the upcoming Southern Provincial Council elections during a meeting held with President Mahinda Rajapaksa today. Opposition leader of the Puhulwala Pradeshi Sabha, Shankar Janapriya, and opposition leader of the Karandiniya Pradeshi Sabha, Dushan Prasanna Karyavasam, met with the president today. The presidential media unit said that the 2 opposition leaders were dedicated members of the United National Party for a prolonged period of time.
Now, the main rally of the Democratic Party in the Kolonava electorate ahead of the upcoming Western Provincial Council polls took place today under the patronage of Susil Kindelpitia, the chief organizer of the party for the Kolonava electorate.
Religious observances were held opposite the Buddha Madura in Kolonava this morning before the commencement of the rally. The rally commenced in the vicinity of the Mitotamulla bus stand. A group including Deputy Leader of the party, Parliamentarian Jayantha Katagoda, and the Chief Organizer of the Democratic Party from the Kolonava electorate, Susil Kindelpitia, participated in the event.
Soldiers are fleeing the army. 50,000 to 60,000 soldiers who did not flee the army during the war are fleeing it now. Nothing in the country is done in the proper way except for theft. The future of your children has been destroyed. 5 generations of your children will be indebted. Even infants owe the world 308,000 rupees. This debt can never be repaid.
ඔය අතේ වඩාගෙන ඉන්න දරුවා පවා ලෝකයේ 3,80,000ක් අද ණයයි. ඒ ණය බේරන්න බෑ කවදාවත්. රට බේරා ගන්නවා වගේම මේ දූෂිතින්ගෙන් කොළොන්නාවත් බේර ගන්න වෙලා තියෙනවා මිත්‍රෝර්නි.
We will save the country and we will also save the people of Kolonnavar from these corrupt officials. I was sent to prison for 70 days. It was a conspiracy executed following a great deal of planning. Everyone knows who the conspirators are and they will learn their lessons from nature itself. The opportunity has dawned for us to save Kolonnavar under the leadership of General Sarat Fonseca. Cardboard heroes will remain hidden and we say to such cardboard heroes that we have already set up camp. We fired our first round from the northwest and the central provinces. We will fire our second round from the west.
අපි අද කඳවුරු බැඳලා ඉවරයි. අපි පළවෙනි වැඩිමුරුව වයඹින් සහ මත්තමින් පත්තු කළා. දෙවෙනි වැඩිමුරුව බස්නාහිරින් පත්තු කරනවා.
The official logo of the World Youth Conference 2014, which will be held in May this year, was unveiled in Colombo today.
Now, this is incidentally the first time that the World Youth Conference is being hosted in an Asian country.
The World Youth Conference 2014 will take place at the BMICH from the 6th to the 10th of May. The conference is being organized by the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Skills Development together with a group of 20 youth from various countries. The event to launch the official logo for the World Youth Conference 2014 took place under the auspices of Minister of Youth Affairs and Skills Development, Dallas Alahaperuma.
කල්පනා කරાવી මිට සමාන්තරව ශ්‍රී ලංකාව දේශපාලන වශයෙන් ජාත්‍යන්තර අභියෝගයන් වලට ලක් වෙච්ච මොහොතක කොහොමද මේ වගේ සමුළුවක්.
Imagine how we can host such a conference at a time when Sri Lanka is being challenged politically. No matter what form of challenges we face, we must act intelligently and in a disciplined manner and face those challenges responsibly. Therefore, we will not belittle anything just because we are faced with challenges. With regards to the media in the country, you played a key role in uplifting the image of the country in the international arena during the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting. Even at present, many media institutions have made plans. I can already say that the Sirasa media has formulated a plan to travel across 20 countries within 1.5 months.
මට මේ මොහොතේ දැනට කියන්න පුළුවන් අපි දන්නවා සමහර මාධ්‍ය ආයතන සිරස මාධ්‍ය ජාලය ජාත්‍යන්තරව ලෝකේ පුරා රටවල් 20ක් පුරා ගමන් කරන මාස එකමාරක වැඩපිළිවෙලක් සකස් කළ තියෙනවා ඔවුන්ගේ අනුග්‍රහයෙන්.
We hope that this event will be another that kind of successful international event that we are going to host in Sri Lanka. I would like to urge and invite all our media friends in Sri Lanka to engage and consider this event as a national event which we all need to share with our fellow citizens.
We have 1.8 billion young people, the highest youth bulge on this planet right now. So the relevance of the World Conference has grown even higher. But within that youth bulge, it's Asia which hosts the highest number of youth population. And this is the first ever World Conference on Youth in Asia. And it's a great honor to be working with the esteemed government of Sri Lanka to host this World Conference here.
Still in local news, convening a media briefing today, former JHU Western Provincial Councillor Udaya Gammanpila made a special request from the public.
මේ කොළඹ දිසාවේ ඡන්දදායකයෝ ඉන්නවා.
There are 1.4 million voters in the Colombo district and I need to address all 1.4 million voters and cover a huge district. A massive amount of money is required for this purpose. I have to use my own wealth or obtain the assistance of 2 or 3 wealthy businessmen. Then at the conclusion of the elections, I need to earn back the money I spent or provide the opportunity for those who spent for me to earn back their money. I propose a new system, completely different from the parliamentary and provincial council system at this election. I believe in good governance of the country and I request the public that respect good governance to donate 100 rupees for my election campaign.
යහපාලනය විශ්වාස කරන සමස්ත පුරවැසියන්ගේම ආයාචනයක් කරනවා මං වෙනුවෙන් රුපියල් 100ක් වෙන් කරන්න. මම හැමෝගෙම ඉල්ලන්නේ එකම එක රුපියල් 100ක් මගේ මැතිවරණ ව්‍යාපාරයට ලබා දෙන්න.
I say this representing the 13 electorates of Gampaha. He would have not taken this anywhere else. Therefore, I present the first 1,300 rupees to you and hope all good people will stand up for you.
Taking place in almost